The realm of unexplained alien sightings is a fascinating mix of reported experiences that we should not ignore. These are alien sightings that cannot be explained. The Kecksburg Incident, 1965. A mysterious object crashed near Kecksburg, Pennsylvania. Eyewitness accounts describe a football-shaped object with hieroglyphic-like markings. The U.S. military recovered the object, but its nature remains classified. Next, we have the O'Hare Airport UFO Incident, 2006. Several United Airlines pilots reported seeing a large, white, egg-shaped object near O'Hare International Airport in Chicago. On November 7, 2006, a remarkable UFO sighting occurred at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago. Multiple United Airlines employees, including experienced pilots, reported seeing a large, white, egg-shaped object hovering above the airport. The object was described as silently floating, seemingly defying gravity. The incident gained significant media attention and sparked widespread interest in the UFO community. Many witnesses, including air traffic controllers, maintenance workers, and airline personnel, corroborated the sighting. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, initially dismissed the incident as a potential weather phenomenon, but the persistence of multiple credible eyewitness accounts fueled speculation. The Roswell incident, arguably the most famous UFO case in history, unfolded in the summer of 1947 near Roswell, New Mexico. The initial spark was ignited on July 8, 1947, when the Roswell Army Airfield RAAF issued a press release announcing the recovery of a flying disc from a ranch near Roswell. This declaration sent shockwaves through the public, igniting fervent speculation about extraterrestrial life. However, the narrative took a dramatic turn within days. On July 9th, the military issued a revised statement, reclassifying the recovered debris as a weather balloon. This swift retraction fueled even more intrigue, as many believed it was a cover-up to conceal the true nature of the incident. The recovered debris, consisting of metallic and rubber fragments, was initially examined by Major Jesse Marcel, an intelligence officer from the RAAF. Marcel's initial assessment, shared with the Roswell Daily Record, fueled the belief that the debris was of extraterrestrial origin. However, subsequent investigations by the military concluded that the materials were consistent with a weather balloon. The weather balloon explanation, while official, has never fully satisfied skeptics and UFO enthusiasts. The Roswell incident remains a captivating enigma, with persistent rumors of alien involvement and a crashed spacecraft. Decades later, the event continues to spark intense debate and speculation, fueling the enduring fascination with the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Next up, we have the Phoenix Lights. On March 13, 1997, the skies above Arizona were illuminated by a series of mysterious lights, sparking a wave of intrigue and speculation that continues to this day. The Phoenix Lights, as they became known, were observed by thousands of witnesses across the state, from Nevada to Tucson. The most prominent sighting involved a V-shaped formation of lights that moved slowly across the sky. This formation was followed by a series of stationary lights that hovered near the Sierra Estrella Mountains. The lights were described as large, glowing orbs that emitted a steady reddish hue. The incident immediately captured the public's imagination, with many speculating that the lights were of extraterrestrial origin. News outlets reported on the sightings, and the event quickly became a national sensation. Even Arizona's then-governor, Fife Symington, publicly acknowledged the event and expressed his curiosity about the nature of the lights. While various explanations have been proposed over the years, none have definitively accounted for all aspects of the phenomenon. Some theories suggest that the lights were flares dropped by military aircraft, while others point to atmospheric phenomena or misidentified celestial objects. However, many witnesses and UFO enthusiasts remain unconvinced by these explanations, maintaining that the Phoenix Lights remain an unexplained mystery. Now we have the Kenneth Arnold sighting. On June 24, 1947, Kenneth Arnold, a seasoned pilot, was flying near Mount Rainier, Washington, when he witnessed a series of 9 mysterious objects moving at incredible speeds. Arnold described them as saucer-shaped, moving with a motion similar to a saucer skipping across water. This vivid description, when reported to the press, popularized the term flying saucer and ignited a wave of public interest in unidentified flying objects, UFOs. Arnold's sighting was the first widely publicized UFO incident of the modern era. It sparked a frenzy of UFO reports across the United States and around the world. The mysterious nature of the objects, coupled with Arnold's credibility as a pilot, fueled speculation about extraterrestrial life and advanced technology. In the decades since, the Kenneth Arnold sighting has remained a cornerstone of UFO lore. While some have suggested that Arnold may have misinterpreted natural phenomena or misidentified conventional aircraft, the enduring fascination with his account underscores the enduring human curiosity about the unknown. The term flying saucer, coined in the wake of Arnold's sighting, has become synonymous with UFOs, a testament to the enduring impact of this historic event. Now we have the Rendlesham Forest incident, often dubbed Britain's Roswell, is one of the most intriguing and well-documented UFO cases in history. It unfolded over several nights in December 1980 near RAF Woodbridge and RAF Bentwaters, two U.S. Air Force bases in Suffolk, England. The incident began on December 26th when several airmen reported observing strange lights in the nearby Rendlesham Forest. These lights were described as pulsating and changing colors, moving erratically through the trees. Some witnesses even claimed to have seen a physical object, a triangular craft with lights on its corners. The most compelling testimony came from Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt, the deputy base commander at RAF Woodbridge. Halt led a team of investigators into the forest to examine the strange lights. He reported seeing a glowing object hovering above the trees, emitting a beam of light that scanned the surrounding area. Halt and his team claimed to have taken radiation readings in the area, which were significantly higher than normal. The following night, more sightings were reported, further intensifying the mystery. The incident drew significant media attention and sparked intense debate among UFO enthusiasts and skeptics. While some dismissed the event as a case of misidentification or mass hysteria, others believed it to be genuine evidence of extraterrestrial visitation. Despite numerous investigations and analyses, the Rendlesham Forest incident remains shrouded in mystery. The official explanation from the British Ministry of Defense attributed the sightings to a navigational light from a passing aircraft. However, this explanation has been widely criticized by many who believe it fails to account for the numerous eyewitness testimonies and physical evidence. The incident continues to fascinate and intrigue, inspiring countless books, documentaries, and theories. It serves as a reminder of the enduring human fascination with the unknown and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. From there, let's talk about the Hudson Valley UFO wave. This was a series of sightings that occurred between 1982 and 1986 in the Hudson Valley region of New York State, and remains one of the most intriguing and well-documented UFO cases in history. The sightings began in 1982 and continued for several years, with thousands of people reporting encounters with large V-shaped objects adorned with bright lights. These objects were often described as silent and capable of rapid acceleration and deceleration. What made this wave of sightings particularly notable was the high number of credible witnesses, including police officers, airline pilots, and other professionals. One of the most famous incidents occurred on March 24, 1983, when over 300 people reported seeing a V-shaped craft hovering silently over the Hudson Valley. This event, dubbed the Westchester Boomerang, gained significant media attention and sparked widespread interest in the phenomenon. Despite the numerous eyewitness accounts and radar data that appeared to corroborate the sightings, no definitive explanation has ever been offered. The U.S. Air Force investigated the incidents, but concluded that there was no evidence of extraterrestrial activity. However, many people remain convinced that the Hudson Valley UFO wave was a genuine encounter with something extraordinary.
Bob Lazar, a figure who's become synonymous with the Area 51 mystery, claims to have worked on classified government projects involving extraterrestrial technology. While his claims remain highly controversial and lack scientific evidence, Lazar has shared some intriguing, albeit unverified, opinions on alien life. Imagine working on something completely beyond human comprehension. That's what Lazar alleges, claiming to have encountered technology far surpassing anything we've ever conceived. He's described encountering beings and technology that seem to operate on principles we don't yet understand. Alleging to have worked at a clandestine facility known as S4 near Area 51, where he encountered technology unlike anything we've ever seen. He describes witnessing advanced propulsion systems, spacecraft that defied the laws of physics as we understand them, and even interacting with beings that seem to possess a knowledge and understanding far beyond our own. Lazar suggests these beings might perceive reality differently, perhaps operating on principles of physics we haven't even begun to grasp. It's like stepping into a science fiction movie, encountering technology that seems to bend the very fabric of reality. While his claims remain unverified and highly controversial, Lazar's accounts have sparked a wave of speculation and debate, forcing us to question our own understanding of the universe and the possibility of life beyond Earth. Lazar's speculations, while controversial, have sparked a broader conversation about the nature of intelligence and the possibility of life beyond Earth. Do aliens perceive reality differently? Do they possess technology that defies our current understanding of physics? These are mind-bending questions that Lazar's claims have brought to the forefront, even if the answers remain elusive. According to Lazar, instead of rockets and fuel, these alien spacecraft might manipulate the very fabric of space-time itself. One Lazar suggests that the technology may involve warping space, kind of like folding a piece of paper to shorten the distance between 2 points. Think of it like this. Instead of driving a car across the country, you could simply fold the map in half, bringing your destination much closer. That's the kind of technology Lazar claims to have seen, the ability to manipulate space-time itself, allowing for instantaneous travel across vast distances. It's mind-bending to even consider, isn't it? We're talking about technology that could potentially revolutionize our understanding of the universe. Of course, these are just claims, and we have no way of verifying their truth. But they certainly spark the imagination and make us wonder about the incredible possibilities that might exist beyond the limits of our current understanding. Lazar's claims remain highly controversial and lack scientific corroboration. However, his theories have sparked a broader conversation about the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the potential implications of encountering other intelligent beings. When we imagine alien technology, our minds often jump to Hollywood, laser beams, spaceships that defy gravity, and maybe even mind control. We picture technology that's like our own, just supercharged. But leading scientific theories suggest alien technology might operate on principles far beyond our current comprehension. Think about it. We humans rely heavily on electricity, right? We use it for everything from lighting our homes to powering our computers. But what if an alien civilization evolved on a planet with different resources, different environmental conditions? They might have developed technologies based on entirely different principles, perhaps harnessing forces we haven't even begun to understand. Imagine a civilization that evolved on a planet with abundant antimatter, a substance that, when combined with matter, releases pure energy. They might have developed propulsion systems that utilize this incredible power source, making our rockets and spaceships seem incredibly primitive in comparison. It's like comparing a horse-drawn carriage to a modern jet, a completely different level of technology. This helps us realize that alien technology might not just be a more advanced version of our own. It could be something completely different, something that operates on principles we haven't even begun to fathom. This idea is truly mind-blowing and highlights how much we still have to learn about the universe and the potential for life beyond Earth. Imagine you could fold a piece of paper in half and instantly connect 2 distant points. That's the kind of concept some scientists are exploring when they talk about manipulating the fabric of space-time. Instead of traveling vast distances through the traditional 3 dimensions, they theorize about bending and warping the very fabric of the universe itself. It's like creating shortcuts through the cosmos, allowing for instantaneous travel across vast distances. Think of it like this. Instead of driving across the country, you could simply fold the map in half and instantly arrive at your destination. Of course, this is a simplified analogy, but it helps to illustrate the mind-bending concept of space-time manipulation. While these ideas might seem like science fiction, they are based on some of the most advanced theories in physics. It's a reminder that our understanding of the universe is constantly evolving, and there are still many incredible possibilities waiting to be discovered. This expanded version aims to make the concept of space-time manipulation more relatable and understandable for a general audience by using familiar analogies and emphasizing the mind-bending nature of these theoretical concepts. Hollywood loves to depict alien invasions as spectacular, over-the-top events. Giant spaceships blotting out the sun, laser beams scorching cities, and armies of monstrous aliens marching across the landscape. It's thrilling to watch, but a realistic alien invasion might be far more subtle and insidious. Instead of a dramatic, head-on assault, an advanced alien civilization employed more sophisticated tactics. Think about it. If you were a truly advanced civilization, wouldn't you want to minimize casualties and maximize your control? They might begin by subtly influencing our technology, subtly manipulating our systems, and gathering intelligence without our knowledge. Imagine advanced AI infiltrating our networks, subtly guiding our decisions, or even manipulating our very thoughts. It might not involve giant robots or laser beams, but rather a silent takeover, a subtle manipulation of our society from within, leaving us unaware of our captors until it's too late. Imagine this. You're at work, scrolling through social media, unaware that the algorithms you're interacting with are subtly manipulating your opinions, guiding your choices, even influencing your emotions. This might sound like science fiction, but it's not entirely far-fetched when considering the possibility of an advanced alien civilization. Think about how technology already influences our lives: social media, news algorithms, even the devices in our homes. Now imagine an alien civilization with technology far surpassing our own, capable of subtly manipulating these systems, influencing our thoughts and guiding our actions without us even realizing it. It's a chilling thought, but perhaps a more realistic scenario for an advanced civilization. Why risk open conflict and potential losses when you can achieve your goals through subtle manipulation and technological superiority? It's a reminder that the most effective invasions might not be the most obvious ones. This isn't to say a Hollywood-style invasion is impossible, but a more nuanced approach might be far more effective for a truly advanced civilization. After all, why risk open conflict and potential losses when you can achieve your goals through subtle manipulation and technological superiority? It's a chilling thought, but perhaps a more realistic one. The idea of an alien invasion often conjures up images of Hollywood blockbusters, giant spaceships, laser beams, and armies of monstrous aliens. But what if an advanced civilization were to approach Earth with a more subtle, insidious strategy? Could an alien invasion occur without the fanfare of the dramatic? Some believe so. Perhaps a more advanced civilization would prioritize subtlety, seeking to influence and control us from within. This brings us back to figures like Bob Lazar, who claimed to have witnessed advanced alien technology. If his claims, however controversial, offer even a glimpse of the potential capabilities of extraterrestrial intelligence, it raises unsettling questions. Could an advanced civilization possessing technology far beyond our comprehension subtly manipulate our systems, influence our decisions, and ultimately control us without us even realizing it? The Nevada desert, a vast and desolate expanse, holds more secrets than most of us can imagine. Deep within its heart, according to some, lies a hidden world of classified research, where government scientists grapple with the impossible: reverse engineering alien technology. This is the extraordinary claim of Bob Lazar, a controversial figure who alleges to have witnessed firsthand the fruits of this clandestine endeavor. But is there any truth to his astonishing claims? Did NASA and the US government truly acquire and study extraterrestrial technology? Bob Lazar's story sounds like something out of a spy movie. Imagine this. You're a brilliant scientist, working on cutting-edge projects at a top-secret government lab like Los Alamos. You're pushing the boundaries of human knowledge, exploring the mysteries of the universe. Then, suddenly, you're recruited for an even more secretive project, something so classified it defies belief. That's how Lazar describes his own experience. He paints a picture of being whisked away to a remote location, a hidden facility known as S4 near Area 51. He talks about being introduced to technology that seemed to defy the laws of physics, technology that he claims was of extraterrestrial origin. It's a story that's captivated the public for years, a tantalizing glimpse into a world of government secrecy and the possibility of contact with otherworldly beings. Whether or not his claims are true remains a mystery, but Lazar's story serves as a reminder that the boundaries between science fiction and reality can sometimes blur. and that there are still many secrets hidden within the shadows of our own world. Imagine a secret facility hidden deep within the Nevada desert, so well concealed that it almost seems to vanish into thin air. That's how Bob Lazar describes S4, the top secret location where he claims to have worked on extraterrestrial technology. Lazar paints a picture of a place shrouded in mystery, a place that could easily be mistaken for a mirage shimmering in the desert heat. He describes S4 as being ingeniously camouflaged, designed to blend seamlessly with the surrounding landscape. It was a place built to be invisible, hidden from prying eyes and shrouded in secrecy. It's a scenario straight out of a spy movie, a place where the lines between reality and fiction blur. While Lazar's claims remain unverified, the idea of a hidden facility, a place of forbidden knowledge, deep within the heart of the American desert, continues to fascinate and intrigue people around the world. This is a world where every move you make is monitored, every conversation is recorded, and even your very bones are scanned for identification. That's the kind of security environment Bob Lazar describes at S4, the alleged secret facility where he claims to have worked on extraterrestrial technology. Security was paramount. Armed guards patrolled every corner, surveillance cameras watched your every move, and an advanced security system, beyond anything you'd find at an airport, scanned your very bones for identification. It was like something out of a spy movie, a place where paranoia and secrecy were the norm. Lazar describes an environment governed by the principle of need to know. Information was tightly controlled, doled out sparingly, like precious jewels. You only learned what you absolutely had to know, ensuring that the secrets of S4 remain just that, secrets. This creates a sense of intrigue and mystery around the alleged facility. It paints a picture of a place where the lines between reality and fiction blur, where the pursuit of knowledge is intertwined with the need for absolute secrecy. Imagine a flying saucer, straight out of a classic sci-fi movie, hovering silently in a hangar. That's what Lazar claims to have witnessed. He describes encountering 9 different extraterrestrial spacecraft, each with its own unique design and capabilities. Among these, the sport model stands out in his accounts. He describes it as a sleek, disc-shaped craft, almost like something you'd see in a 1950s sci-fi magazine. But this wasn't a movie set. Lazar claims this was real, an actual alien spacecraft. And here's the mind-blowing part. Lazar alleges he was part of a team tasked with reverse engineering the propulsion systems of these crafts. Imagine trying to understand how a technology that defies all known laws of physics actually works. It's like trying to figure out how a magic trick works, but instead of sleight of hand, you're dealing with forces beyond human comprehension. Lazar describes these propulsion systems as operating on principles completely alien to our own, potentially involving gravitational manipulation, or even the manipulation of space-time itself. It's a concept that stretches the limits of our imagination, forcing us to question our own understanding of the universe and the possibilities that might exist beyond our current knowledge. At the heart of these incredible alien spacecraft, according to Bob Lazar, was a mysterious substance called Element 115. You might be thinking, what's Element 115? And you wouldn't be alone. At the time Lazar made his claims, scientists hadn't even officially recognized this element. Think of it like discovering a new ingredient in the kitchen, one that nobody knew existed before. Element 115, which was later added to the periodic table and named Moscovium, was supposedly the key to these alien spacecraft's incredible propulsion systems. Lazar claimed this element, with its unique properties, allowed the craft to manipulate gravity. It's like having a secret ingredient that makes your car fly. These alien spacecraft, he suggests, could defy the laws of gravity as we understand them, performing maneuvers that would be impossible for any human-made machine. It's a mind-bending concept, like something out of a science fiction movie. If true, it would revolutionize our understanding of physics and open up incredible possibilities for space travel. Instead of relying on rockets or engines, Lazar describes these alien spacecraft as utilizing a completely different approach to propulsion. Imagine these crafts equipped with a central reactor, not unlike the engine in your car, but instead of burning fuel, it interacts with a mysterious substance called Element 115. This reactor, according to Lazar, works in conjunction with 3 gravity amplifiers. Think of them like supercharged magnets, but instead of attracting metal, they manipulate gravity itself. Lazar claims these amplifiers could bend and warp space-time, allowing the craft to travel vast distances in an instant. It's like folding a piece of paper to connect two distant points. Instead of driving across the country, you simply fold the map and arrive at your destination instantly. That's the kind of technology Lazar describes, technology that defies our current understanding of physics and opens up the possibility of interstellar travel in ways we can't even begin to comprehend. The Bob Lazar story is a fascinating blend of science, speculation, and secrecy. Did the US government, in the shadows of the Nevada desert, truly acquire and study alien technology? Did they, as Lazar claims, reverse engineer propulsion systems that defy our current understanding of physics? These are questions that continue to captivate and intrigue us. While Lazar's claims remain unverified and highly controversial, his story serves as a reminder of the vast unknowns that still exist within our own world. It forces us to question what we think we know about our place in the universe and the potential for extraordinary discoveries, even within the most secretive corners of our own government. The truth may never be fully known, leaving us to ponder the possibilities, to question what lies beyond the veil of secrecy, and to wonder if the true frontiers of science and technology are hidden from public view.
Lurking in the cosmic darkness are terrifying objects, each with the potential to obliterate our planet and extinguish all life. NASA should be on high alert. From rogue asteroids hurtling towards Earth at incredible speeds to cataclysmic solar flares that could fry our planet's electrical grid, the threats are real and imminent. First, we have Bennu, a near-Earth asteroid, has captured the attention of scientists due to its potential to impact Earth in the 22nd century. While the probability of a direct hit is relatively low, the sheer force of such an impact could have devastating consequences for our planet. To better understand this celestial body and assess its potential threat, NASA launched the OSIR-ISREX mission. This ambitious endeavor aimed to collect a sample of Bennu's surface material and return it to Earth. By analyzing this sample, scientists hope to gain valuable insights into the asteroid's composition, its formation, and the forces that influence its orbit. The data collected by OSIRIS-REx will help refine predictions about Bennu's future trajectory and the likelihood of an Earth impact. This information is crucial for developing potential mitigation strategies, such as deflecting the asteroid's path or preparing for a potential impact. Next is Apophis. This asteroid was once considered a significant threat, but further observations have ruled out an impact in the foreseeable future. However, it will make a close approach to Earth in 2029, providing scientists with a valuable opportunity to study it. This information will enhance our understanding of near-Earth objects and improve our ability to predict and potentially mitigate future threats. Our sun, while essential for life on Earth, can also unleash powerful bursts of energy known as solar flares. These massive explosions release intense radiation and charged particles into space. When a powerful solar flare erupts, it can disrupt Earth's magnetic field, leading to geomagnetic storms. These storms can have a significant impact on our technological infrastructure. Disruption of radio communications. Solar flares can interfere with radio signals, affecting everything from GPS systems to air traffic control. Damage to satellites. The intense radiation from solar flares can damage satellites in orbit, potentially leading to communication outages and disruptions to satellite-based services. Power grid failures. Geomagnetic storms can induce powerful electric currents in power grids, leading to blackouts and widespread power failures. Auroras. On the positive side, solar flares can create stunning auroras, or northern lights, as charged particles from the sun interact with Earth's atmosphere. While Earth's magnetic field provides some protection, severe solar storms can still have far-reaching consequences. Space weather forecasting has become increasingly important to mitigate the potential risks associated with solar flares and other space weather events. Rogue planets, the cosmic nomads. Rogue planets are celestial bodies that have been ejected from their original star systems, wandering the vast expanse of space untethered to any star. These cosmic nomads can range in size from gas giants to Earth-sized planets, and their existence challenges our traditional understanding of planetary systems. While the likelihood of a rogue planet directly colliding with Earth is extremely low due to the vastness of space, the potential consequences of such an event would be catastrophic. A massive rogue planet could disrupt the orbits of other celestial bodies in our solar system, potentially leading to catastrophic collisions. Scientists believe that rogue planets may form in various ways, including being ejected from their home systems during planetary formation or as a result of gravitational interactions with other celestial bodies. Despite their solitary nature, these wandering worlds could harbor conditions suitable for life, although the extreme temperatures and lack of a stable energy source would make it challenging for complex life to evolve. The study of rogue planets is a relatively new field of astronomy, and much remains to be learned about their origins, properties, and potential for hosting life. As our observational capabilities continue to improve, we may uncover more about these mysterious celestial objects and their place in the universe. Geomagnetic storms, a threat to our modern world. Geomagnetic storms, triggered by powerful solar flares, can have a significant impact on our modern, technology-dependent world. These storms can induce powerful electric currents in long-distance power lines, known as geomagnetically induced currents, GICS. GICs can overload transformers, causing them to overheat and fail. This can lead to widespread power outages, affecting millions of people. In severe cases, entire power grids can collapse, disrupting essential services like transportation, communication, and healthcare. The 1989 geomagnetic storm, one of the most powerful solar storms in recent history, caused a major blackout in Quebec, Canada. Millions of people were left without power for several days, highlighting the vulnerability of our power infrastructure to these space weather events. To mitigate the risks posed by geomagnetic storms, scientists and engineers are working to develop technologies and strategies to protect our power grid. These include upgrading transformers, improving grid design, and implementing real-time monitoring systems to detect and respond to geomagnetic disturbances. Black holes, cosmic monsters. While the idea of a black hole consuming Earth might seem like science fiction, the gravitational influence of these celestial behemoths can have profound impacts on their surroundings. A close encounter with a black hole, even one that doesn't directly swallow our planet, could have catastrophic consequences. The intense gravitational pull of a black hole could disrupt the delicate balance of orbits within our solar system. Comets and asteroids could be flung out of their usual paths, increasing the risk of collisions with Earth. Additionally, the gravitational forces could alter Earth's orbit, potentially moving us closer or farther from the Sun, leading to drastic climate changes. Fortunately, the nearest supermassive black hole to Earth, Sagittarius A star, is relatively calm and stable. However, the vastness of the universe means that there are undoubtedly rogue black holes wandering the cosmos. While the chances of a close encounter are incredibly slim, it's a reminder of the immense and often unpredictable nature of the universe.
Imagine a world where the most profound mysteries lie not among the stars, but within the uncharted depths of our oceans. Could it be that while we've been fixated on the cosmos, the true secrets have been concealed beneath the waves? Recent developments have sparked a provocative question: are extraterrestrials hiding in our oceans? In November 2024, the Pentagon unveiled a report that dramatically challenged our understanding of the unknown. This groundbreaking document included hundreds of new accounts of unidentified and unexplained aerial phenomena. However, the intriguing part was that many of these sightings didn't just happen in the skies. They originated from the ocean depths. Witnesses described objects moving underwater at speeds exceeding 500 knots, approximately 575 miles per hour, far outpacing any known human-made submarine, which typically reaches around 50 knots. These objects executed maneuvers that defied our understanding of physics, such as instantaneously accelerating from complete stillness to top speed within seconds, making abrupt 180-degree turns without any visible propulsion, and diving to depths over 10,000 feet in moments. These rapid movements and extreme agility challenge the basic principles of fluid dynamics and inertia, rendering these sightings not only perplexing, but seemingly impossible with existing technology. What are these enigmatic entities, and where do they originate? Witnesses have reported objects that move underwater at speeds vastly exceeding any known human-made vehicle. They accelerate swiftly, change direction abruptly, and descend to extreme depths without any apparent means of propulsion. In some cases, these objects have been seen emerging from the ocean's surface, hovering briefly, and then either disappearing into the water or vanishing into the sky. They often display unusual shapes and colors, occasionally emitting bright lights that illuminate the darkness of the deep. During a congressional hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena in July 2023, military personnel provided detailed accounts of these underwater encounters. Witnesses described observing orbs among groups of unidentified vessels off the US East Coast. Some of these orbs came into close proximity with military ships, raising concerns and questions about their origin and purpose. Journalist Michael Schellenberger presented a video sourced from the US Department of Defense's network, showing a white orb UFO emerging from the ocean off the coast of Kuwait. Captured from a helicopter, the footage depicts the orb moving erratically, rapidly changing direction and speed, and eventually being joined by another orb before both disappear into the water. But what could explain these phenomena? Could they be misidentified natural events, advanced technology from foreign nations, or something more extraordinary lurking beneath the surface? Some researchers propose that these sightings might be evidence of a previously unknown civilization of underwater beings. Others suggest they could be linked to advanced underwater military technology developed by other nations. However, the capabilities displayed by these objects surpass any known human technology. Why would extraterrestrials choose the ocean as their hiding place? Or do they perhaps own the ocean? Could they have inhabited the ocean before humans even existed on this planet? The ocean is vast and largely unexplored, covering over 70% of Earth's surface. We've explored less than 5% of it. Its immense pressure, darkness, and inhospitable conditions make it a challenging environment for human exploration. For beings with advanced technology, the ocean could offer the perfect sanctuary, a place to observe us without being detected, hidden in plain sight. The ocean's hostile environment, compared to the emptiness of space, might actually be more suitable for a species adapted to extreme conditions. Could the depths of our oceans, teeming with unknown ecosystems and unexplored territories, be the ideal hiding spot for extraterrestrial visitors? Is it possible that while we've been searching the stars, the true secrets have been hidden beneath our oceans all along? Could these underwater UFOs be evidence of extraterrestrial life that has been inhabiting our oceans for millennia? If so, what are their intentions? Are they observing us, studying our behaviors, or perhaps influencing events in ways we cannot comprehend? NASA, the agency spearheading the search for extraterrestrial life, officially states that there is no evidence of alien existence, yet they are actively involved in studying unidentified aerial phenomena. NASA funds and conducts extensive astrobiology research, exploring the origins of life and the potential for life in extreme environments. They have launched scientific missions like the Viking probes to Mars, the Cassini mission to Saturn, and the Kepler and James Webb Space Telescopes, all aimed at finding potentially habitable environments and evidence of life beyond Earth. Additionally, NASA established an independent UAP, Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, study team in 2022 to examine these phenomena from a scientific standpoint. The team focuses on identifying data gaps, developing data analysis strategies, and recommending future research directions. They emphasize using Earth-observing satellites and other instruments to collect data on UAPs, striving to provide scientific explanations for these mysterious occurrences. NASA advocates for transparency and collaboration, yet definitive answers remain elusive. However, allegations have emerged accusing NASA of withholding information related to extraterrestrial life. Whistleblowers like former US Navy pilot David Fravor and former US intelligence officer David Grush have come forward with claims that the government possesses evidence of extraterrestrial life and is actively concealing it from the public. These claims often involve recovered alien spacecraft and technology, as well as the reverse engineering of advanced alien tech. Conspiracy theories suggest that NASA is part of a cover-up, citing unexplained events, leaked documents, or alleged suppression of information. Some even propose the existence of a secret space program where governments develop advanced technology with the assistance of extraterrestrial beings. Could NASA be hiding truths about extraterrestrial encounters? Despite their denials and emphasis on scientific integrity, the lack of concrete evidence fuels speculation and mistrust. The idea that such monumental information is being concealed raises profound ethical and philosophical questions. Why would NASA keep significant information secret? Revealing extraterrestrial life could trigger global panic, disrupt societal structures, challenge religious beliefs, alter geopolitical dynamics, and even lead to the weaponization or an arms race with unimaginable consequences. Without transparency, we are left with more questions than answers. As sightings increase and inquiries multiply, NASA's silence on underwater anomalies becomes increasingly noticeable. Why can't they, with all their resources and expertise, clarify these mysteries? Are we prepared to confront the possibility that the oceans harbor secrets beyond our wildest imaginations? Perhaps it's time to shift our focus from the skies to the depths of our planet. The vast and largely unexplored oceans make them an ideal hiding place for advanced beings. If aliens are concealed in our oceans, what are their intentions? Are they mere observers, or do they play an active role in Earth's ecosystems? For example, a group of dolphins was once seen following an unidentified underwater object, suggesting a possible connection. The evidence is compelling, yet the answers remain submerged. Unexplained objects, credible witness accounts, and the ocean's mysteries hint at something extraordinary beneath us.
Bob Lazar's claims about UFOs, alien technology, and secret government programs continue to spark heated debates. Whether you believe his story or not, the questions he raised about the possibilities of extraterrestrial life and advanced technologies have kept people fascinated and scared for decades. The UFOs at S4. Bob Lazar's most famous claim centers around the existence of 9 alien spacecraft hidden at a secretive base near Area 51. It's called S4. Now, Lazar stated that these UFOs were unlike anything that we've ever seen. According to him, these ships were shaped like discs with a highly advanced propulsion system that defied the laws of physics. How fun is that? The UFOs didn't use traditional engines or wings. Instead, they had a device that manipulated gravity, allowing them to float, hover, and zip around at unimaginable speeds. Yeah, they can control gravity. That's kind of not fair. Lazar even claimed that he got to work up close with one of these crafts, where he witnessed firsthand how it could move in ways that no human-made craft could, essentially appearing to break all known laws of physics. Element 115. One of the most significant claims Lazar made was about a mysterious element called Element 115. Now, when Lazar spoke about it in the late 1980s, Element 115 had not yet been discovered. Yeah, spoiler alerts, Lazar. He claimed that it was used as a power source for these UFOs. Now, according to Lazar, when Element 115 was exposed to radiation, it generated a gravity field strong enough to power the spacecraft, allowing them to float and travel at speeds that seem impossible by today's standards. In 2003, scientists created a synthetic version of Element 115, but it is highly unstable and only lasts for a fraction of a second. But that's a start. Lazar's description sparked further interest in the element, as it seemed to align with the scientific discovery of a new element, adding weight to his claims. Anti-gravity technology. Lazar often spoke about the anti-gravity technology used in these UFOs. It's the most important part, right? He describes it in detail. He claims the flying saucers would utilize a gravity manipulation device that bends the fabric of space-time around them. So nothing's going on in the ship, but they move everything else around it. Confusing. This device, in Lazar's view, didn't just allow the ships to float, it enabled them to perform maneuvers that seemed literally impossible, such as sharp turns, sudden stops, or instant accelerations without the inertia or forces that human pilots would experience. You ever see those videos of pilots passing out? That wouldn't happen here at all. Lazar suggested that the technology was so advanced that it defied everything we know about propulsion, gravity, and physics in general. He described it as a game changer, of course. If we could replicate it, it could revolutionize not only space travel, but energy generation as well. Yeah, no more buses. We're going to be floating to school in the future. The sport model UFO. In addition to the larger, more mysterious crafts, Lazar also described a smaller UFO, which he referred to as the sport model. It's kind of funny. This craft was only about 16 feet wide and could carry a small crew or just a single pilot. Lazar had the opportunity to examine the sport model closely, and he describes its designs as unlike anything created by human beings. One of the most fascinating aspects of said sport model, according to Lazar, was its method of control. See, instead of using buttons, levers, or any conventional instrument, steering wheel, anything like that, this UFO seemed to respond directly to the pilot's thoughts. Imagine that. It was as if the ship was alive, anticipating the pilot's actions and moving accordingly. Lazar's descriptions made the ship seem more like a living organism rather than an actual machine, and he believed that it was the next step in extraterrestrial technology. Driving with your mind, that'd be a bad idea. Sometimes when I drive, I'll just kind of blank out and miss the last 5 streets. If that happened in space, you'd be lost forever. Gravity amplifiers. A crucial piece of the UFO's technology that Lazar described was the gravity amplifier. Now, these devices were used to manipulate gravitational fields and enabled the UFOs to achieve this incredible flight ability, right? According to Lazar, the gravity amplifiers worked by amplifying the gravitational field of element 15, which I talked about earlier. This would allow the UFO to manipulate space-time in such a way that they could just float lightly and move in ways that seem impossible for any Earth-made technology. Lazar emphasized that this was the key to understanding the UFO's ability to defy gravity and perform seemingly impossible feats like instant acceleration or sudden changes in direction. Maybe this is exactly what Lazar was talking about. Maybe that's why we can't get one of them on camera. They're too quick. The reverse engineering program. At S4, Lazar claimed that the government was running a program to reverse engineer alien technology, stuff we find lying around, with the goal of understanding how the UFOs worked and eventually using this knowledge to create human-made versions of the crafts. Lazar stated that his job was to help study the propulsion systems of the UFOs, although he was only given limited access to the technology. More than fair. I mean, it's alien technology, not everyone gets to touch it. He explained that the project was highly secretive and the scientists working on the UFOs weren't told everything. Each person involved only knew a small part of a large puzzle. Lazar believed the ultimate goal of the program was to develop advanced weaponry and technology by harnessing the power of alien spacecrafts. That would be terrifying. Independence Day, but make it real. Extraterrestrial biological entities. While Lazar didn't claim to have met any aliens himself, he did describe what he called extraterrestrial biological entities, or EBEs. These were alien beings that Lazar believed were connected to the UFOs that he worked on. He said that one of these beings was kept at facility S4 and that it was a small, gray, and very similar to the grays often depicted in UFO lore. It was a little tiny gray alien. Apparently he saw it. He said he was told that the beings were part of ongoing research into alien technology. Now this of course adds another layer to Lazar's story, implying that the government not only has UFOs, but also has access to alien bodies or living extraterrestrials. Free my boy E.T. S4's location and security. So where is this S4 base that I keep mentioning? Lazar gave detailed descriptions of the secret base that he worked at, which he said was located near Papoose Lake, about 12 miles south of the famous Area 51. He claimed the base was highly secure with layers of protection to keep intruders away. Now Lazar described the base as having multiple security checkpoints, armed guards, surveillance cameras, and restricted areas. All the goods. He emphasized how secretive the whole operation was, with very few people knowing the full scope of the research taking place right there. Lazar himself was only allowed to work on certain parts of the UFOs, and he wasn't briefed on the bigger picture, right? They only know a small amount each. Now this sense of secrecy only deepened the mystery of S4, leading to endless speculation about what or where exactly the government is hiding. Project Pluto. One of the more intriguing pieces of Lazar's story involves a top secret project that he mentioned called Project Pluto. Lazar said this was the code name for the program aimed at studying alien spacecraft and attempting to reverse engineer their technology. Although Lazar didn't know all of the details, he believed that Project Pluto was one of the government's most ambitious and secretive operations ever, and it focused on understanding how the UFOs worked and how they could use their technology, and make an iPod out of it or something crazy. Lazar's brief exposure to the project gave him insight into how the government was actively trying to decode alien tech, but he had only a small piece of the puzzle, so we gotta wait to find out more. Lazar's disappearance. After Lazar revealed his UFO-related claims, something strange happened. Many of his personal records seemed to disappear. He claimed to have attended both MIT and Caltech, but when researchers tried to verify this, there were no records of his attendance. Nothing could be found. Likewise, people who knew Lazar before his UFO story didn't seem to remember him now. Some people believe Lazar was intentionally erased from public records to silence him, suggesting that the government took extreme measures to make sure that he stayed quiet and their alien secrets stayed closed off. His sudden disappearance from the public eye only adds to the mystery, and many are wondering still to this day, was he a whistleblower telling the truth, or was his story fabricated for personal gain?
Number 10 is the pyramids of Chichen Itza. These ancient Mayan pyramids are obvious ones to end up on our list. This ancient structure has long since been connected to aliens. Many believe that they helped build the structure, but also use them as markers for landing space vessels. There's of course a theory as well though that the top of the pyramid has emitted a powerful energy beam, enabling the ancient Mayans Mayans to communicate with aliens or other pyramids around the world, implying the potential of interconnectedness between multiple pyramids and civilizations that we'll talk about through this video. Number 9 is the Vastu architecture. These temples in India contain intriguing alien-like depictions carved on their stone walls. People flying, alien-esque figures, strange flying devices, the whole alien shebang. So, one theory for this is that aliens visited ancient Indians, and these interactions are depicted on their stonework now as a result. And to tack onto that, some believe that when these aliens shared their flying technology, the Indian people began to worship them as their gods. Naturally, we circle back to the concept of pyramids and grand temples being built to having the ability to harness energy from above to communicate with aliens or other civilizations as well. But it's being said that these temples were constructed with specific design given in old Hindu texts known as Vastu Shastra, and the texts give intensely specific considerations to astronomy in its design, basing it off of all the movements of the stars and planets. So maybe a space laser being emitted from the temple isn't too far off. The gods, architectural methods, and advanced technology may not confirm the existence of aliens coming to Indian land, but at least can raise some suspicion. Anyways, the temples show similarities to the depiction of an ancient Indian flying machine called Vin Amas, which will be number 8 on the countdown. Script from over 2,000 years ago in India claimed dozens of accounts of people seeing these flying machines. They're described differently in some accounts: man-made wings like a plane, a disc shape, and the famous cloud palace depiction. The Sanskrit word Vinmanana, when translated, literally means measuring out, traversing. In short, it means some form of aircraft. When 8 chapters of this ancient document are translated from Sanskrit, they revealed an intriguing list of these features that the devices had, such as remote images on screens, remote sounds. To protect itself, it had the ability to disguise itself as a cloud or create terrifying sounds. The discussion on Vimamana includes various constructions to double as boats or even submarines. There's discourses on astroperic pressure, aeronautic hazards, and even dietary and clothing for aviators. These writings were no manifestations or metaphors. They talked about how the gods rode them, but anyone may ride and own one as well. They were treated as manufactured physical objects or even flying houses. For this much ancient text to be translated and have so much modern ideology and inventions, well, it must be aliens, or perhaps some ancient sci-fi stories, or perhaps now we see these objects with hindsight and try to fit them into something that makes more sense to us now, such as an airplane. But they're just anything but, and we'll never know. Number 7 is Stonehenge, another you should know to expect to see on this list. Now, I won't bring up things like the Easter heads since we have sufficient evidence of human craft, but Stonehenge? On the table, so let's dive in. The circle of stone sits in the countryside of Salisbury, and it comes from the Neolithic period, which was the final division of the Stone Age. They stand alone, a vast meadow sprawling for miles around it. Having visited Stonehenge myself, I can tell you that you have the choice of a 20-minute walk or a 5-minute shuttle ride. The energy is very void, as if the air is free of static and just doesn't seem to move. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it does truly feel unearthly. These stones weigh an average of 50 tons and are over 8 feet in height. They seemingly dropped into their ring, no rhyme or reason in their placement, at least to Swiss author Eric von Däniken, who suggests that they may be a model of the solar system that doubled as an alien landing pad. How Stonehenge is assembled is unknown to us. There's no documentation, no other ruins, no artifacts. There's genuinely nothing but these stones, some of which were somehow lifted feet upwards and placed horizontally on others. There's no way to know what it means either, but what we do know is that the stones are somehow perfectly aligned with solstices and eclipses, suggesting that the builders did know astrological charts and were able to keep an eye on the heavens. That's if they didn't come from them. Number 6 is interplanetary, but still alien to us, hieroglyphics on Mars. We've always talked about and conspired about aliens visiting us in ancient civilizations here on Earth, but what if they visited elsewhere? Or we have. Ooh, sorry, that's ghosts, not aliens. Anyways, the reason for that is some NASA photos were released in 2015 that were taken by the Curiosity rover. It shows what looks like some kind of writing or hieroglyphic on the rocks. A boxy 2 shape next to what looks like a curved Y with 2 other extending legs are side by side. While we can't be sure what the marks are at this point, it certainly has enthused ancient alien believers who claim that this is yet more evidence that aliens and ancient peoples temples visited one another. But skeptics argue the so-called discoveries on the images sent back by the rover are just textures in the rock. Despite the temptation of reading into evidence found so far, scientists' understanding of Martian history is still unfolding. Questions up for debate are, was the ancient Martian atmosphere thick enough to keep the planet warm and wet for the time necessary to nurture life? Are organic compounds found as signs of life, or simple chemistry that occurs when Martian rock interacts with our sun and water? What's your take? Hieroglyphics and conspiracy, or do you think they're just some cracked rocks? Up next is the City of the Gods, number 5. Teotihuacan is its actual name. This sprawling ancient city in Mexico is known best for its astronomically aligned buildings and complex pyramid temples. Their building was dated back 2,000 years, and scientists have suspected a mixture of cultures including Mayan, Zapotec, and Mixtec built the city so that they could house more than 100,000 people. They adorned it with murals, and they had a transportation system. Evidence shows advanced agricultural practices that earned the city a reputation of being much more technologically developed than should be possible in pre-Aztec Mexico. So naturally that brings us to the ideology of aliens, especially as the most massive temple, the Pyramid of the Sun, which is one of the largest constructions in the Western Hemisphere. It's also been noted that the alignment of the pyramids is based on calendar cycles. Many people believe that the flat-top pyramid served as a landing pad where the alien secrets lay inside the impenetrable walls. In 2003 though, a sinkhole caused by a flood led to the discovery of the Avenue of the Dead tunnel, connecting the Sun Temple with the Temple of the Plumed Serpent. People believe that this connection correlates with rituals and contacts shared between civilizations and aliens, these tunnels being used to transport sacrifice or make passage between the communication stations easier. Its name was given to it by the Aztecs when its deserted ruins were discovered sometime in the 1300s. It had already been abandoned for centuries at this point. When the name's translated, it means the place where men become gods, and why they chose to name it that, we're unsure. When the Aztecs found it, there was likely a great amount of discernible history available in contrast to today's standards. Perhaps they saw writings and stories that we didn't, something to make them believe in godly powers of the temples or the peoples. We know frustratingly little about this mysterious society, from the conditions of its rise to the circumstances of its collapse to its actual name. The Delphi site of Greece is number 4. Alien theorists love to use Greeks as a basis for their theories. This is because of the possibility of life beyond Earth is one that began in ancient Greece world, originating at least as far back as the 4th century BC, when ancient Greek society had schools of thought that speculated extraterrestrial life. One of the favorite examples is Delphi, Greece, where the stone masonry is eerily similar to that of Sacsayhuaman in Peru, which is believed to be a site of alien intervention. This was also the famous site of the Oracle of Delphi, a prophetic woman who would reside in the temple of Parnassus. She was rumored to have sat on a golden tripod over a fissure in limestone where she could breathe in the breath of Apollo and communicate with invisible forces. What she was breathing in, we aren't sure. According to toxologist Henry Spiller, both of the ways an oracle's vision would occur, either peaceful and slow or erratic and barely legible, are symptoms associated with inhalation of hydrocarbon gases, aka she could have just been zooted. But with the architecture as a star, alienologists jumped to say that this perhaps too could have truly been alien communication. The oracle was said to be possessed by Apollo in order to be asked prophetic questions about upcoming war, political actions, theories of life, and more. What if it wasn't Apollo, but rather she was channeling alien messages through an unconscious state, that the fissure had been a beam of alien power going into her? Maybe that explains why Delphi, Greece is considered one of the 3 major UFO sighting hotbeds in Greece. In fact, on June 3rd of 2012, this picture was taken and posted on a UFO forum, claiming the image to contain a UFO. What do you think, faux or fact? It's Corral Soup at number 3. And despite its significance now, the importance of this site wasn't determined until decades after its discovery. Hilariously, this is because of the sheer size and complexity of it deceived scholars, and many believe that the site was more recent, so they left it largely ignored. It's in 1994, Ruth Shady was studying the site. She realized the lack of pottery wasn't because of the recency, the site was just dated before the advent of pot firing technology. Radiocarbon dating on some of the woven bags found inside the pyramid confirmed that Corral Soup were the locus of some of the earliest population concentrations and corporate architecture in South America, dating somewhere around 2600 BC, which upended history's well-established timeline, pushing it back 4600 or more years. Now since then, other Notre Chico sites have been found that date several hundred years earlier, but at the same time Corral Soup was being built, so was the ziggurats in Mesopotamia and the step pyramids of Egypt, all incredibly similar structures. Ancient astronaut theorists believed that they could be profoundly connected, especially following the theory of ancient buildings such as these that tend to average around the 4500 age range rained. But the largest mystery of Coral Soup remains why it was abandoned so suddenly after thousands of years of inhabitation. There's no concrete evidence indicating a single event like an earthquake or large flood that ended this occupation. Number 2 is the Nazca Lines. These are a little more famous, so you may be familiar. They lay 320 kilometers southeast of Lima, and they cover a total length of 1,300 kilometers of high and dry plateau. They're seemingly at random. Joining them are 300 geometric shapes and 70 figures of animals, including a spider, a monkey, a hummingbird, and a bizarre alien man figure. The biggest shapes stretch nearly 1,200 feet across and are best viewed from the air. Scientists suspect that the Nazca drawings are as many as 2 millennia old, and because of their age, size, and visibility from above, and mysterious nature, the lines are often cited as one of the best examples of alien handiwork on Earth. I mean, how would an ancient culture have been able to make such huge designs in the desert without being able to fly? And why? The longest of the lines run straight as an arrow for miles, so some believe it would have acted as a landing strip. Perhaps the art was meant to be gifts of appreciation to the aliens so they may look down at them from above. So how did the ancients manage to create such a precise etchings from the ground without being able to fly? The only theoretical way is that people could have flown in the air at this time is with the form of a hot air balloon, as suggested by American explorer Jim Woodman. But we don't know for sure, so the Nazca Lines remain a fascinating enigma.